Well, guys, surprisingly, Joe dropped a BTS on Patreon today. They'd been slacking on daily posts there, but it looks like they're getting back on track. It ran about an hour and 30, an hour and 40 minutes, and I watched the whole thing. They're soft launching an Edith and Kino cooking show. Now, when you hear that, if you don't watch cooking shows, and side note, cooking shows are insanely popular. I'll explain why that matters later. They're soft launching an Edith and Kino cooking show. Shout out to Edith, because when she first joined Podwives, a lot of people weren't feeling her. There's still chatter about interracial content in the comments. Many thought Edith was too standoffish. Well, that's not exactly it. She's reserved, but she had that RBF. And when you see someone, especially a woman with resting bitch face, people immediately assume the worst. But she won everyone over by calling Kino out on a bunch of his stuff. Surprisingly, they got back together. Now, this is me speculating. Edith probably saw the writing on the wall with their relationship, but also the potential of joining the JBN. Again, speculative because she doesn't usually move like that, but you never know what's on someone's mind. So she got back with Kino, and sure enough, they're moving toward their own standalone show on the network. They spent about 45 minutes just cooking and letting Kino talk about his background with food, letting Edith share hers. They interacted with the crew, and the crew talked about the importance of being fed by Kino or noticing when he's not cooking on special occasions. They were giving him credit. So essentially, they're providing exposition, a full backdrop of them, more content for Joe. Now, this is where the popularity of cooking shows comes into play. The longer I cover them and make content about them, the more I appreciate the people behind it, not just what they bring to the table. It's easy to poke fun at negatives and critique, but deep down I have respect for all of them. As long as they're giving full effort, I can appreciate it more. For those of you who've been following me, I said this long ago when they first started dropping BTS or when Lottery Ticket was popping off, they need more content like this. Them being outside or in their own element lets them be comfortable on camera and show their personalities. This is the first step in that direction. I keep asking, where's the Ian and Mark show? Where's the Ian and Mark show? But Ian's the manager. He's looking at Joe like, bro, why am I the talent when you have all this talent? We need to get these people working. And Joe kept speaking on the Thursday show, Quiet as Kept. I don't think this will be the permanent Thursday slot. It might be if he can't come up with other IPs, but this feels like just the beginning. I think the Joe Budden network is back in full effect, guys. He's going to leverage Patreon for all of his content and use it to push the growth of their company. As long as it all comes together at the same time, it should work perfectly for everyone. My biggest fear is that they're using all the black talent they've signed, monetizing them and putting them on billboards to grow their company exponentially. I hope that's not the case, but I suspect they might leave people behind once they hit their peak. That's my main worry. But as long as Joe is putting in the work for his network, it'll all pay off. And if they don't treat him right, he could simply take his content to another platform. But it's clear, Joe's mind is working. He keeps telling us that 2026 is going to be huge, and I'm excited for it. So with that said, I'll be adding more content, whether it's behind the Patreon wall or not. The person is just as invested in what Joe has to say about the JBN. Hopefully, with more content, we can continue to follow the model Joe has set. Since I've had this channel, I've spoken the most about Joe's moves in this space, which is why I constantly talk about Patreon and his business strategy. But right now, we need to keep our eye on Patreon. I could say Prize Picks, but they're giving everyone money, so Joe's partnership there doesn't change much. I'm also seeing the new Allen Iverson commercials rolling out. They're just spinning the big machine. They don't care. But I'm watching all the other business moves, and this is one of them, so be on the lookout. This is clearly a rollout for a new show. And Quiet as Kept, he's smart to use Patreon first. Your paying subscribers get first access. That community engages more than any other, so he gets direct feedback on whether to continue. Quiet as Kept, people were already asking him to produce a cooking show with Kino and Edith before this. Their last BTS had them cooking, and everyone was like, they should have a show. I'd watch that. Many people are at an age now where they might actually try a recipe or two from watching them cook, since we already connect with them. Hopefully in the coming year, Joe expands this content because you can't podcast forever. What's the point of having people critique your podcast forever as if this is going to be the only thing you ever do? How Joe starts the first 3 months, or really the first quarter of 2026, will determine if I revisit the whole Joe leaving the network conversation or just let the podcast run at the bare minimum so he can focus on building his mogul status. It all comes down to who does what. Ish has a show of Ish's caliber. Whether he's handling business in his contracting work, building houses, or dealing with tenants, anything he does outside the podcast has viral potential. If Mark contributes beyond the Ian and Mark show, showcasing his serious acting ability instead of just comedy, it could open up entirely new opportunities. We have to start thinking bigger than what exists right now. Just because it's a podcast today doesn't mean it can't evolve into a full network in 3 to 4 years. ACT is a great example because of the Mano beef. Imagine if ACT thought he'd spend his life in his mom's basement making YouTube videos. He wouldn't be where he is today. He knew the streaming model would grow, so he kept creating and putting his best foot forward, and now he's thriving. We need to adopt that same mindset. Just because I talk about Joe Budden a lot doesn't mean that's all I can cover. I already have platforms that do numbers, and I get paid speaking on other topics. It's time to put our best foot forward. I cut grass outside of this, and I create content from it. I need to put more effort there. Some of you cook, like Edith and Kino, and you should be putting your content out just like them. Hopefully seeing them step outside their comfort zone while in their comfort zone inspires you. Drop your thoughts in the comments, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't. If you're already here, you know how we roll. Shout out to everyone supporting over on Patreon. Numbers keep going up. About that video I posted on Mona yesterday, it was up for like 20 minutes on YouTube, but it lives on Patreon now. I won't put it behind the paywall. I've been too hard on Mona openly, and I don't want to keep adding to that narrative unless necessary. Go check it out on Patreon, drop a like, and subscribe there if you haven't. I'll see y'all later today. Peace. Hey everyone. Before we jump into the next part of the video, I've got a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now. It really helps the channel grow and lets me know that you're enjoying what I do. When you subscribe, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of my new uploads. I post fresh videos every week, full of tips, stories, and fun stuff that I know you'll love. Also, drop a comment below and tell me what kind of content you want to see next. I actually read all of your comments and love hearing your ideas. Who knows, your suggestion might be in the next video. And if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You're the reason this channel keeps growing, and I appreciate every single one of you. All right, that's it for now. If you haven't yet, go ahead and click subscribe before you forget. And let's keep this journey going together. Now back to the video.